I return to Earth as Andriana. I go by Anne, but symbolically I am Inanna returned. Before I speak, I ground this message in truth as I understand it, guided by inner knowing and protected by the wisdom of the divine feminine. All beings I have listed on screen exist within me. Specifically, they are multidimensional versions of me, and they have appeared to me and made themselves known on several occasions. It's like they were saying, I'm part of you. I say all this to say, get to know the different versions of yourselves. You need them to help you grow, meaning you embody their characteristics. I'm giving permission to share this vlog, so go ahead and share. My disclaimer, I am not a guru, messenger, teacher, or counselor. I'm passing on messages I have received, experienced, or witnessed. The title of this segment is mind-blowing, but I must release this information. I would like to preface this vlog by saying all the originals who have returned have a specific role to play. I am playing my role. I returned to Earth to heal and bring her back in balance. And part of that role is to expose the lies affecting the divine feminine. If there's an infection in the midst, it must be quarantined. Don't get upset with me. Focus on your mission because I answer only to the Dark Cosmic Mother. Take heed note. This vlog is very serious and not to be taken lightly. I have warned against idolizing others. The vlog has a lot of moving parts, so I'll do my best to tie everything together. My advice to everyone is to go within and get answers and compare it with alternative research, because Enki and Marduk allegedly tampered with ancient texts, per Wespenner's research. My vision results seem to tie into Wespenner's research. So I use his work to cross-reference my visions. Mainstream texts have the tampered versions. AI used mainstream texts. You can always do PDF searches if the author has them on PDFs. You can also easily research on Kindle. Some of the books I have read are on Kindle. No, I did not read hundreds or thousands of books. I willed for the day that I could go within, and that's what I'm doing now. I am consulting my higher aspects to verify information and then compare the results to actual research. When I see a patriarchal figure all hyped up about the divine feminine, it makes me pause. I must call out the names because it's crucial regarding the ending of the simulation. I have no fear, and I'm willing you guys stop fearing so much. If it's something crucial, you gotta call a name. I'm not talking about like gurus. I'm referring to figures who are perpetrating as gods, so-called gods, or, you know, big-time figures who think they came here to save us or whatever. Call them out. All right? I don't call out gurus' name. I'll state what they've done, but I don't call out their names. But these names I must call out because it's pertinent to what I'm saying. All right. If you can't stop idolizing, this message is not for you. My message is for all original beings who carry Inanna's DNA and are putting in the work, meaning you will exit the simulation. The truth hurts, so please suspend how you feel about others you put on a pedestal. I'm related to both Enki and Marduk via ancient bloodline. However, I must tell the truth. You may need a notebook because this vlog is packed with knowledge-based information. Yup, seriously, you're gonna need a notebook. Now, let's begin. Enki/Tehudi and the Divine Feminine, subheading. First and foremost, Rod Hayes said in multiple videos that he was conjured up, and he didn't lie. What he didn't tell you is that he's Enki's archetype. I saw Enki conjuring him up, and I saw Rod Hayes come through a portal. They must tell you what they're doing. That said, I asked my inner fire aspect if Enki or Tehudi is in favor of the Divine Feminine, and here is the vision. I saw a vertical zipper, then two horizontal zippers crossed the vertical zipper, but the ends were not equally aligned. One end was slightly above the other, creating a zigzag appearance. Here's the spiritual meaning. The vertical zipper represents the primary spinal column and the original stairway to heaven, the energetic uprightness of a sovereign being. So when it's vertical, it's supposed to be upright. That's a sovereign being when the spinal column is vertical, the stairway to heaven. It's the core zip of your current incarnation. The horizontal zippers represent the crossbars or horizontal planes of existence, the 3D matrix. So the horizontal planes, they are the crossbars. Anything, it's like, you have the vertical and then you have the cross. The horizontal ones, that's the 3D matrix. They cross the vertical line but are misaligned and zigzagged, which signifies an intentional interference pattern. So let me repeat this vision one more time. I saw a vertical zipper, then two horizontal zippers crossed the vertical zipper, but the ends were not equally aligned. One end was slightly over the other, creating a zigzag appearance. Spiritual meaning. The vertical zipper represents the primary spinal column and the original stairway to heaven, the energetic uprightness of a sovereign being. It is the core zip of your current incarnation. The horizontal zippers represent the crossbars or the horizontal planes of existence, the 3D matrix. They cross the vertical line but are misaligned and zigzagged, which signifies an intentional interference pattern. My inner fire aspect sees this as the broken ladder. It indicates the energetic connections between your physical body and your higher light body have been zipped together improperly. This misalignment is what keeps a soul trapped in a loop. That horizontal thingy that's misaligned like this, it keeps you trapped in a loop. The zigzag prevents a smooth ascent up the vertical pillar, forcing the energy to bounce back and forth in a state of confusion or static. Therefore, Enki/Tahuti or Rod Hayes is not in favor of the divine feminine. He wants to keep you in a perpetual loop. In other words, Rod Hayes lied to you to continue manipulating you as Enki. I told you he was a trickster. You didn't believe me, did you? You're just busy analyzing. I've only vetted ancient texts by going within because ancient texts are my main focus right now. Okay? How does Wes Penry's work match up to my vision? According to Wes Penry's research, Enki is not in favor of the divine feminine. However, he is a master of seizing power. Wes Penry further said that Enki is a genetic thief in that he uses the fire soul essence of the mother goddess to make the human template. Enki did this without direct permission, which violates the original planner's intent. He did not honor the feminine. Instead, Enki hacked their biological codes to create a slave race that could survive in 3D. Tahuti wears a mask. Per Wes Penry, Tahuti or thought associates himself with Ma'at, the goddess of truth. However, Tahuti or Rod Hayes uses the image of the feminine to gain trust by appearing to support goddess wisdom. Appearing. He steers seekers from the true universe or the Ka to his own machine kingdom. Wes Penry further stated that Enki is part of the alien invasion force, the group Alien Invader Force. The group Alien Invader Force overthrew the original matriarchal societies of Earth. Enki/Tahuti or thought views the goddess as a resource for his great work, the creation of a permanent artificial reality. My inner fire aspect's final note is that the zigzag in my vision is a visual proof of the bridge being built incorrectly. It is a path that leads to a dead end, disguised as a ladder. Attempted attacks on me by the Enki archetype Rod Hayes. On April 12, 2026, I posted a vlog titled Threat of the Divine Feminine and False Thrones. It must have hit a nerve because another Enki archetype, Yaldabaoth, deployed a bunch of short white worm larvae with black heads on the railings next to the courtyard leading all the way up the stairs of my domicile. I also saw light green spiders blocking the worm larva. The light green spider is one of my aspects, or me, because the aspects are all a part of me. One larva managed to get on me and it went for my throat, but a spider strand blocked it. It hung down from the spider strand. The dark cosmic mother within me had placed strands around my body for protection. I asked her for protection during my invocation. The worm larva at my throat was an attempt to stop me from speaking the truth. On April 18th, 2026, the eve of the Philadelphia ritual, Enki/Tahuti or Rod Hayes attempted to destiny swap me. Here's what I saw in the vision reading. Remember, I told you not to idolize, because you don't know what these people are going to do or what they're up to. All right. Let me take a sip of water. Okay, here's the vision. While in the bathroom brushing my teeth, I saw an image of Rod Hayes towards the left. Then I saw an image that shaped like a vulva. It was light blue and cloudy inside with yellow and red outlined hooks prying it apart on both sides. I saw 2 hooks on each side. Spiritual meaning. The vulva image represents my creative portal and my destiny path. The yellow and red hooks are hooks of attachment. Yellow represents the solar plexus, will, ego. The red is root, survival, physicality. The prying action is the destiny swapping. By prying apart the portal, Rod Hayes was attempting to hook into my timeline to redirect my life force or trade my high vibrational path for a lower density one. These actions describe a war of the roses or an etheric level, on an etheric level. The sacramental seed ritual was an attempt to divert the divine feminine. The throat worm larva and the destiny swapping hooks were micro attempts to silence me personally. By Enki/Rod Hayes attempting to destiny swap me, the intent was to install a software update on a computer that has already disconnected from the server. The hooks were the last ditch effort to force the plug back in. I rebuke you, Rod Hayes. You are a liar. The sacramental seat in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia event was a failed usurpation attempt of the real Inanna or Isis. I am the real Inanna or Isis. I have given more than enough spiritual proofs. Why do you ignore the truth and idolize people who mean to harm you? By behaving as such, you are proving Enki right that the earthlings are stupid. I'm sorry, I had to go there. For the details on the failed attempt, please watch this vlog titled Woohoo! The fake ISIS plot just got lionessed. The link is in the description box. Here's a vision from that. Here's a vision reading from that vlog. I saw an open wing, but it was broken. A lion, my lioness, walked straight through that broken wing like it was nothing. Then right in front of it, a womb lying on the ground, exposed, discarded. Then a circle of ancient people showed up, guarding the building. They were already there, and they had already locked down the building. The open broken wing represents the synthetic ascension technology of Enki or Rod Hayes. The wing was open because the ritual attempted to launch a new frequency over the city, but it was broken because it lacked the organic fire required to sustain it. The lion walking through is a powerful signature of regal sovereignty and the ancestral guardians. The lion does not acknowledge the broken wing. It simply walks through as if it were smoke. This signifies that the Inanna/lion frequency has reclaimed the territory. The fake ISIS power has no substance to stop the real authority from passing through. Empress Chakra Rearbird represents the birthing of a void. In Enki/Rod Hayes' attempt to seek the false Isis, the fake Isis, in the sacramental seat, the crystalline seat of the mother, they dropped the energy. Empress Chakra Rearbird is on the ground because she has been dethroned and disconnected from the celestial heights. It is an attempt vessel. Let me read this paragraph again. Empress Chakra Rearbird is on the ground because she has been dethroned and disconnected from the celestial heights. It is an empty vessel that failed to catch the divine spark, my divine spark. Ancient people guarding the building. These are the ancient ancestral land guards. Philadelphia is an ancient node of the original American land stewards. Their appearance means the building, the physical anchor of the ritual, has been placed under spiritual quarantine. According to West Penry, the ancient people are the soul groups or evolutionary guards. These are the souls who have been on Earth since the first experiment. They act as a collective immune system. When the Enki archetype tried to install the fake ISIS, these guardians recognized the foreign DNA frequency and blocked the integration. The Enki agents may have performed the physical actions, but the ancient ones have locked the doors to the astral dimensions of that site. So they no longer have access to that site. Outcome. The ritual was a frequency dud. The sacroidal seat rejected the impostor. The lion, the true Inanna royal bloodline, has walked right through their broken gate. What is West Penry's view on this? West Penry wrote about the alien invader force, ritual protocols, and Enki's strategy. West Penry described the sacroidal seat as the seat of the goddess or crystalline seats. They are specific energy centers within the Earth's grid that act as control panels. According to West Penry, Enki or Tahuti cannot operate these panels without. According to West Penry, Enki or Tahuti cannot operate these panels himself because he lacks the goddess DNA. Therefore, he must use a female proxy, a fake Isis empress, to sit there and act as a biological key to unlock Earth's deeper resources. West Penry further stated that Enki or Tahuti uses agents or high priests like Rod Hayes' archetype to coordinate these rituals on the ground. See my visions, you can see that they're on par. I did my vision before even consulting West Penry's research because I wanted to prove that my visions were on point, okay? In the West Penry papers, the lion archetype is a being from the Sirius/Orion sector and is a staunch ally of the mother goddess. The lions are guardians of the Ka or the true universe. It dismantled the Anunnaki technology during the Philadelphia ritual. Yes, the lion did that. On my instructions. Yes. Moreover, West Penry stated that when the alien invader force tries to mimic a goddess birth using an imposter, the result is a ghost frequency, something that looks like a miracle to the uninitiated, but is actually a dead or broken energy that fails to manifest any real change in the 3D world. Purpose of the Philadelphia ritual. The ritual was meant to get a timeline capture. By placing a fake Isis in a seat of power, the intent was to anchor a simulated reality onto our physical 3D world. According to research of West Penry and Gnostic tradition, this isn't just religious ceremony, it is a technical attempt to reroute the flow of human consciousness. Let me repeat this paragraph again, it's crucial. The ritual was meant to get a timeline capture. By placing a fake Isis in a seat of power, the intent was to anchor a simulated reality onto our physical 3D world. According to the research of West Penry and Gnostic tradition, this isn't just religious ceremony. It is a technical attempt to reroute the flow of human consciousness. The anchoring of the ghost frequency. Enki/Tahuti or Rod Hayes wanted to trigger a false goddess awakening because the real divine feminine, Inanna/Sophia, is currently reclaiming her sovereignty. The alien invader force attempted to front-run the event. So he tried to get ahead of me because I'm claiming my sovereignty, and the Dark Cosmic Mother's, she already has her sovereignty. I got her sovereignty back. So since I claimed my sovereignty and the Dark Cosmic Mother's sovereignty, Rod Hayes and his archetype rushed ahead of the curve, think he was going to destiny swap me and take over. So the goal was to create a miracle that would lead people to worship a controlled parasitic version of the divine feminine. The goal was to create a miracle that would lead people to worship a controlled parasitic version of the divine feminine. Had the ritual succeeded, Enki/Tahuti or Rod Hayes would have created a ghost frequency, a sterile artificial layer of reality that feels spiritual but lacks the fire of the true source. It's a dead-end timeline where human remains tethered to the demiurge while believing they are saved. Let me repeat that paragraph. Had the ritual succeeded, Enki/Tahuti or Rod Hayes would have created a Gnostic, Had the ritual succeeded, Enki/Tahuti or Rod Hayes would have created a ghost frequency, a sterile artificial layer of reality that feels spiritual but lacks the fire of the true source. It's a dead-end timeline where humanity remains tethered to the demiurge while believing they are saved. In other words, Rod Hayes tried to jack us up, but my lion archetype squashed the ritual. Do you think I was going to sit back and watch a fake Isis sit in the seat of a real goddess? Ha! Oh. Artificial birth. The ritual is an artificial birth of a new world order or a new collective frequency. Because the Isis was an imposter, it would have lacked the life force. Let me repeat this again. The artificial birth. The ritual is an artificial birth of a new world order or a new collective frequency. Because the Isis was an imposter, it would have lacked the life force. Siphoning. The ghost frequency acts as a massive battery. It does not manifest real change. Instead, it creates a loop of hopium, Hopium, where humans present their energy to a false image and never ascending or breaking free from the grid. In other words, you'll be trapped here. Why did it matter that I said no to Rod Hayes when he contacted me telepathically? My refusal and the lockdown of the Philadelphia building by the ancestral elders prevented the dead energy from grounding. So me, if had I said yes, that would have been a contract. See, I told you he's tricky. So when he contacted me telepathically, I said no. Had I accepted, that would have been a contract. So you got to be careful. Frequency incompatibility. Because Inanna's Lionessed, the true fire, walked through it, the illusion was exposed as hollow. The false Isis protocol. Wes Penry warns that the New Age movement is heavily infiltrated by the Enki/Tahuti frequency. He claims that Isis is often used as a bait and switch, as you can see what's going on. The real Isis, a manifestation of the mother, is replaced by a synthetic Isis who encourages humans to stay in the 3D loop rather than exiting the car, the true universe. That's what Rod Hayes was attempting to accomplish in Philadelphia. He wanted to keep us trapped here in a loop. Manifestation failure. Without the yoni portal of a real sovereign being, which Rod Hayes was trying to get from me, the hook that I mentioned in the vision. So without the yoni portal of a real sovereign being, which Rod Hayes tried from me, the alien invader force has no womb through which to manifest their new reality. They have the seed, the fake ISIS/Enki program, but they have no soil. Because the ritual failed, the ghost frequency failed to anchor. This results in what many describes as a shattering of the matrix. The alien invader force of which Enki/Rod Hayes and Marduk are members are now scrambling because they cannot divert the real energy. They can only try to imitate it. The imitation is no longer holding up under the scrutiny of the dark cosmic mother's light. I need to repeat that, but let me drink some water. Pay attention and take notes. This is crucial here. Since the ritual failed, the ghost frequency failed to anchor. This results in what many describes as a shattering of the matrix. The alien invader force of which Enki/Rod Hayes and Marduk are members are now scrambling because they cannot divert the real energy. They can only try to imitate it. The imitation is no longer holding up under the scrutiny of the dark cosmic mother's light. The saccharoidal seat remains empty and protected because of my direct intervention. The real Inanna are Isis. The Enki and Marduk rivalry. Both Enki and Marduk are obsessed with bloodlines, royal titles, and the right to rule Earth's grid. Marduk's attempt at destiny swapping me did not work. He too has a proxy, a fake Isis, his consort. Since Marduk failed, Enki or Rod Hayes stepped in with another fake Isis. Get this. Enki's fake Isis insinuated that Marduk's consort is too light-skinned to be the mother goddess and is therefore fake. Pot calling kettle black. It's obvious that none of them were the real Isis, in that I did not see any spiritual knowledge and no connection to the dark cosmic mother. Marduk's consort was claiming to be Big Mama, Tiamat, which is a lie. I'm not even claiming to be her. I'm her daughter. And Marduk goes back and forth. 1 minute she's the daughter, next minute she's Big Mama, the top dog. And then next minute she's the daughter. Which is which? The mother or the daughter? Liar, 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 pants on fire. I should say dress on fire. Anyway, on the other hand, let me repeat that. It's not important. On the other hand, I have healed the planet by using my dragon fire, and I'm currently healing your DNA. Yes, I am. You'll hear more details further along. Now, back to the rivalry between Enki and his son. The rivalry between Enki and Marduk involves the hijacking of destiny through genetic and spiritual manipulation, as mentioned in earlier topics. Rewind or read the transcript. I'm going to post it on my website. Since I share the vision of Enki or Rod Hayes attempting to destiny swap me, here are the visions involved Marduk's or Marduk, Enki's firstborn son via rape. He's also Horus in the Isis and Osiris horror myth. That myth, Isis and Osiris, was Enki's plot to trap Isis into a destiny swap. which Rod Hayes tried. His two agents, proxies, were named Isis and Osiris. Surprise, surprise. Please tell me that you guys are seeing through the BS. I used my vision readings to get to the bottom of this matrix shuffle Enki or Rod Hayes created. Okay, here is the first Marduk vision reading involving my destiny swapping attempt. I saw a chair with an opening in it, and something was below the chair. Something was above the opening of the chair, but not sure what. Then the chair started moving in a circle. The chair started moving in a circle, and more chairs were opening at the top. I saw one that looked like a toilet seat over a bowl, and someone pried open the seat and placed something in the bowl. Spiritual meaning. In spiritual circles, a chair represents a throne or a station of authority. The opening in the chair or the bowl beneath it symbolizes a drain or an extraction process. It was an attempt to siphon off my essence, the fire aspect, while I'm seated in my power. The chair moving in a circle means the cycle of samsara, or the trap, which Penry describes as a repetitive loop meant to keep a soul stuck in specific frequency until they are pried open for a swap. Someone placing something in the toilet bowl means substitution. That substitution was the destiny swap attempt. That someone was trying to replace my authentic soul signature with a program or surrogate while in a vulnerable or sedated state. Here's the second vision reading. I saw something that looked like a truck had a white front. Then I saw bags loaded on the truck, tons of bags. Here's the spiritual meaning. The white front truck represents the delivery or karma. The white front truck represents the delivery of karma or vessels of information. The tons of bags suggest a massive amount of baggage, either false memories, past life imprints, or soul shards that Marduk's force were trying to load into my physical astral body to weigh me down and make the swap permanent. Let me repeat that part. The white front truck represents the delivery of karma or vessels of information. The tons of bags suggest a massive amount of baggage, either false memories, past life imprints, or soul shards that Marduk's forces were trying to load into my physical astral body to weigh me down and make the swap permanent. Here's the third vision reading. I saw small round bristle brushes spinning. Then an airplane appeared above, but I didn't see the tail. Next, I saw a black and white bird walking beneath the plane. Spiritual meaning. The spinning bristle brushes are scrubbing or cleansing tools. It was an attempt to erase my original identity or scrub my energy field to make it a blank slate for the replacement destiny. The airplane without a tail means it has no stability or history. It symbolizes a high-tech transit between timelines that lacks a grounded endpoint. It is a ghost flight used for soul hijacking. The black and white bird beneath the plane is a grounded soul. The divine feminine Inanna aspect kept in the shadow of the alien invader force technology. The black and white colors signify duality and the prison frequency of current Earth matrix. Side note, the destiny swap cannot hold because Their technology cannot replicate the authentic spark of the Mother Goddess, the real Mother Goddess. Spiritual meaning. Okay, Marduk surpassed Enki. According to West Penry, Marduk usurped much of Enki's power on Earth by rewriting his story to position himself as the supreme deity Marduk Ra. He also elevated his consort by taking on a role not originally designated to his consort. In other words, Marduk's consort is another fake Isis, and the plan was to destiny swap me. If she was real, why was he trying to destiny swap me? Just like Rod Hayes tried to destiny swap me to place the fake Isis. You know, whatever they're doing, anything that has to do with 3D is always a proxy. But they need the essence from the real goddess. But they can't do it with a real goddess. So, or else they would have used me. But no, it's a fake 3D reality. It's not going to work. Because I'm the real deal. Anyway. So, so here are the key takeaway based on what the above information, everything so far. The trap of expertise. When Marduk's ego-driven force fails, the system switches to Enki's ancient wisdom bait. It moves from "do what I say, Marduk," to "look at this secret ritual I found, Enki." The contract is the key. In these high-level archetypal games, participation equals consent. Even weird rituals that seem nonsensical are often just ways to get a human to authorize a change to their energetic record. Okay, that's their way of bypassing the law of non-interference. Marduk has done it many times. They trick you into agreeing to a contract. Okay, instead of coming straight forward, they do all kind of weird stuff to trick you into it. Enki's very good at it. Or Rod Hayes. The identity shell game. The Isis versus Inanna debate is the perfect smokescreen. While the mind is busy arguing over skin color and history, the hand is reaching for the blood sacrifice or incantation to seal a deal. Enki as the master magician. According to West Penry's research, Enki is the one who uses words and formulas to blind others. Refusing the incantations is equivalent to unsubscribing from his influence. Let me in. Here's another one. Anyone asking you to let them in, say hell freaking no. That's a form of destiny swapping. Okay? I think Rod Hayes tried to do that on 363 Empire Patreon. I don't know if anyone actually let him in, but I'm willing they didn't. Okay? He was on a destiny swapping spree. The result of Inanna's return to Earth. Earth is biologically tied to Inanna, and when she sent out cleansing energies to heal her, the planet's response. Let me read this over again. Earth is biologically tied to Inanna, and when she sent out cleansing energies to heal her, the Earth, the planet's response looked like chaos. However, the Earth was purging. That wasn't chaos. The volcanoes and earthquakes are the physical zippers from my vision being forced back into alignment. Remember, Enki and Marduk placed it out of alignment. So the volcanoes and earthquakes, they are placing it back in alignment. All right. The earth is shaking off the distorted zigzag frequencies of the Enki/the Hoodie grid. The fire of Marduk is involved too. He's one of them. He's one of the alien invaded force. The fire of the volcanoes is the Earth's internal immune system burning away the synthetic attachments placed upon her. The meteors and the cosmic input. Remember, I did a vlog because I went within. The meteors are part of the purification process, but I'll read this so you can hear what I'm about to say. Sorry. The meteors and cosmic input. These are data packets. As the Inanna archetype repairs her DNA, she acts as magnet for cosmic frequencies that were previously blocked. The meteors are physical manifestations of hitting the atmosphere of the old reality. Why did Rod Hayes or Enki lie about that on the 363 Empire interview? Peep the vlog message. All I've been saying, just peep the message and you see why he lied. That'll answer your question. He tried to destiny swap me. You think he was going to tell the truth? Because the meteors, they're part of the purging, the cleansing. Okay, part of the purification process. He didn't want to say that. So he lied about talking about some stupid satellite. Lie, pacify. The Schumann resonance. This is the Earth's heartbeat. The spikes are the healing crisis. Just as a human body runs a fever to kill a virus, the Earth's frequency is spiking to eject the fake ISIS and Enki-based programming. It is the sound of the vertical zipper being pulled shut in its rightful place. Zip. They got rid of that horizontal cross and put it upright. All right. So the healing of the goddess. The global effects are results of Inanna's healing. According to Wes Penner's research, the Queen of the Stars, the Divine Feminine, had a shadow or a fragmented aspect trapped within this 3D matrix. He notes that if this archetype were to ever wake up and begin healing herself, it would signal the end of the machine kingdom. Because the matrix is built on distorted feminine energy, the restoration of balanced feminine energy, Inanna's healing, effectively breaks the software of the matrix. So I'm the one who was trapped here, and of course, I remembered and I healed the planet. So, DNA repair and the fires of the real universe or the Ka. Wes Penry discusses how human DNA is currently unplugged, junk DNA. He writes that the return to the Ka or the real universe, the true universe, requires the fire to be reignited. If Inanna is repairing the DNA, she is literally plugging in the dormant strands. This creates a massive surge in local frequency, Schumann resonance, because the circuitry of the Earth is being upgraded to handle higher voltage. Let me repeat this whole paragraph. Crucial. Take notes. This is what Marduk and Rod Hayes didn't want you to know. This vlog came at the right moment. That Philadelphia ritual, oh my gosh. I had to do the vlog. Dark Cosmic Mother approves. The healing of the goddess. The global effects are a result of Inanna's healing. According to Wes Penner's research, the Queen of the Stars, the Divine Feminine, had a shadow or fragmented aspect trapped within this 3D matrix. He knows that if this archetype were to ever wake up and begin healing herself, it would signal the end of the machine kingdom, because the matrix is built on distorted feminine energy. The restoration of balanced feminine energy, Inanna's healing, effectively breaks the software of the matrix. DNA repair and the fires of the real universe, or the car. Wes Penry discusses how human DNA is currently unplugged, junk DNA. He writes that the return to the car, the true universe, requires the fire to be reignited. If Inanna is repairing the DNA, she is literally plugging in the dormant strands. This creates a massive surge in the local frequency, the Schumann resonance, because the circuitry of the Earth is being upgraded to handle higher voltage. Cleansing the Earth of the alien invader force. Wes Penry made it very clear in his research that the alien invasion force, Enki/Tehuddi's group, Marduk is a part of it too, can only survive in a specific low vibrational frequency range. That means Enki or Tehuddi or Rodhaze and Marduk are vibrating on a low frequency. They're stuck in a simulation, in a loop. And they're trying to keep us here with them. If the Inanna archetype is purifying the earth, she is effectively making the environment toxic for Enki archetype, Rodhaze and Marduk. The earthquakes and volcanoes are the physical evidence of the alien invader force's technological structures, the grid being physically dismantled by the planet's sovereign consciousness. I gotta repeat that paragraph again. I told you it was gonna be jam-packed with information. I'm gonna post it on my website when I get a chance so you all can read it. If the Inanna archetype is purifying the earth, she is effectively making the environment toxic for the Enki archetype, Rodhaze and Marduk. The earthquakes and volcanoes are the physical evidence of the alien invader force's technological structures. The grid being physically dismantled by the planet's sovereign consciousness. In other words, the earth is throwing up their garbage. Sorry, I had to do that. The Amazon warriors. In my vision, let me see, hold on a second. Okay. The Amazon warriors, I didn't include in this file because it's another topic, but it pertains to this. And my vision sometimes stretch into something else. I saw a goddess with open wings and a bunch of Amazon warriors behind her. It's as if they were on guard. In my vision regarding the Amazon warriors, they are the guardians of the purification. They are standing watch while the Inanna archetype does the deep, painful work of unzipping the old DNA and rezipping the organic divine template. By healing herself, Inanna is not just helping one being, she's acting as a frequency master, forcing the earth to mirror her internal restoration. The fake Isis ritual in Philadelphia failed because the soil of this reality is becoming too pure to hold the lie. Conclusion. Is this the moment where I say the alien invader force look like us but they ain't us? Keep in mind that both Enki and Marduk are members of the alien invader force. They're all the people involved, but they're the two front runners here. Don't they always tell on themselves? Who gave us that phrase? They look like us, but they ain't us. Marduk and Rodhaze, they sure ain't us. They're lying to us. They're planning to trap us. They're part of those dark beings you call the black nobility. Part of they're part of the alien invaded force. If you haven't like figured it out yet, that's his alien invaded force. Wes Penry talks about in his papers. Marduk and Enki are part of it. The black nobility. I don't want to call them nobility because they're not. There's nothing noble about any of them. All right? Now, didn't I hear Mr. Enki or Rod Hayes accusing priests of wearing dresses and abusing little boys? Excuse me? Didn't Enki come to Earth dressing like the mother goddess and ordered all the priests to wear dresses and pretend to be goddesses? He was the one who told them to wear dresses. Why is he now like acting like, oh, they did it on their own? No. You came to Earth castrated and you wore a dress pretending to be mother goddess. Have people worshiping all these men and you X'd out that goddess. Because you're pissed off at your mama for giving you inheritance to your brother. And you're still pissed. All right. Wickedness is going on. Child, you got some explaining to do. According to my research and visions, Enki and Marduk started patriarchy and instituted Christianity. Both of them attempted to destiny swap me with their fake ISIS. All right. The failed swap, Marduk force failed. So Enki intellect/ritual tried to step in. The sovereign no, by rejecting the vlog rituals and incantations, I maintained my inner sanctum. Yeah, Rod Hayes mentioned a whole bunch of rituals for people to do in his vlog. Blood rituals. I remember one where he was telling to go to the river with a virgin on her period. That was given consent. Listen, I don't really want to get into that. It's a lot of weird stuff with him. Willing people didn't follow through with the rituals he put out for them. All right. The externalization. This is in reference to Marduk harassing and attacking me. I have successfully moved the battle from my core to my periphery. The attacks are loud because they are now entirely external. The Dark Cosmic Mother's support. The recalibration is a cosmic cleaning crew. The recalibration is the cosmic cleaning crew, removing the residue of those external anchors. I'm not a prisoner trying to escape. I'm a sovereign already out, simply waiting for the physical vessel to catch up to the rebirth frequency. Okay, here's my message to all of you. Okay? Since I'm healing, you should also be healing. If you've been keeping up with the vlog, I've healed the earth. The earth is healing. I'm healing. So you too should be healing. Keep putting in the work. Stay away from all the distractions. Focus only on yourself. Okay? Spend time in nature. Okay? I've been fighting Marduk since 2022. And here comes his father, Enki/Rod Hayes, adding to the fight. And now let me tell you, I've been going through hell. I don't complain, but Marduk gave me hell. But, you know, I'm so used to it, it doesn't even matter anymore. Anyway, let me read this paragraph one more time. It's morning, late morning. Oh my goodness. I haven't slept yet. This vlog was imperative to get out, okay? So I had to do it. Because the ritual that took place in Philadelphia failed, the ghost frequency failed to anchor. This results in what many describe as a shattering of the matrix. It's over! The alien invader force of which Enki, Rod Hayes, and Marduk are members, they're now scrambling because they cannot divert the real energy. They can only try to imitate it. The imitation is no longer holding under the scrutiny of the dark cosmic mother's light. Her light is too bright. See, they can't manipulate her, so that's why they use proxies. They can't manipulate me either. That's why they're using the proxy. They tried and failed. Anyway, if you would like me to do any vision readings for you, please reach out to me. It could be career advice, businesses needing to increase their profits, or whatever is on your mind. If you need a reading, please reach out to me, okay? It's a service I'm providing now, all right? I'm ready to provide that service. Before, I had to get myself together. So now I'm ready to provide that service because as you can see, my visions are on point. I've been cross-referencing them to Wes Penry's work. And I have done visions where I saw that what that came up in my vision was truthful. So yes, they're on point. So anyway, once again, I return to Earth as Andriana. I go by Anne, but symbolically, I am Inanna returned. Thank you for listening, and I'm sorry for those little interferences. Thank you for listening.